Yes, this is a good moment, so welcome. This moment is more than your physical eyes and your five senses can see. This is a meeting point. This is the meeting point between you and you. This physical moment is so much more than a physical moment. It has a vibrational reality underneath it. There's also a vibrational reality that's also occurring at the same time. This is where you and you meet, you and your inner being, you and your physical self, and you and your non-physical self. You're meeting. This is your rendezvous point, the junction between all of creation and the leading edge. And it's very interesting because you know how well you're meeting you and you, or how well this meeting of you and you is going based on how you feel. So if you feel good, that means that you and your non-physical infinite intelligent self, you're meeting good. You're meeting good, meaning everything your inner being's thinking and what you're thinking is a match, so you can have this flowing conversation between the two aspects of yourself. And if you're feeling bad, if you're feeling negative, then that means you and your inner being are not in contact. You are not on the same frequency. So what your inner being is broadcasting to you, you can't receive it because you're on a different frequency. And so it's very interesting because you're in a receiving mode all the time. If you're awake, meaning if you have woken up from sleep, for your entire day, you are in a receiving mode, meaning you are broadcasting a signal. And what's very interesting is that this broadcast to your broadcasting is being matched by law of attraction. And then that's what you're manifesting. That's what you're receiving back. You're receiving feedback all the time. That's why you came into this time and space reality, because you can measure how the momentum was playing out. You could see the results of your vibration. And so that really interested you. And it's really cool because here you are meeting your inner being, and it's all in your perception. Your perception equals your vibration, and your vibration equals your point of attraction, and then your point of attraction is what the universe is delivering back to you. So doesn't it make sense that if you just change your perception, because here's the thing, your perception is what reality is wrapping around. So whatever your perception is, that's what you're getting back in return, because you're perceiving it, you're believing it, and then you're offering it vibrationally, and then you're putting your attention onto it, you're focusing onto it, you're thinking about it, you're ruminating over it, you're weighing the pros and cons, and then you broadcast that, and then the law of attraction gives it back to you, and then you complain, you're like, this is not what I wanted. But here's the thing, is that your broadcast and what you broadcast and what you receive are always a match. And another way to say that is what you're feeling and what you're getting back in return is always a match. What you're feeling and what happens next, the manifestation happens next, is always a match. And that's the law of attraction. That's why there's no such thing as crime. That's why there's no such thing as injustice in this vibrational world. And it's very interesting because in this vibrational world, your perception is what creates your reality. So isn't that so interesting? Because you can just change your perception. But the only thing that's hard to change about perception, the reason why there's so much hang up about perception, is because you're perceiving reality, meaning you're looking at reality through your eyes, with your physical eyes, and then you're coming to a conclusion. So another way of saying perception is like, it's your conclusion, it's your opinion, it's your stance. And what's very interesting is that your stance, your vibrational stance, your opinion is really based on how things currently are that you're seeing with your eyes. So you're offering most of your vibration based on what you're seeing. And the danger of that is, and we call it danger because it's not dangerous, it just slows everything down. It's like you waste your time, because it's like, why would you look at reality when you know that your attention creates reality? Because whatever you're giving your attention to is whatever you're broadcasting vibrationally, and that's what you're getting in return. So it's like, why be lazy? But then some people are like, well, if I'm looking at it with my eyes, then how can I not offer it vibrationally? Because I'm perceiving it, I'm thinking about it. I have to be realistic. I can't be a dreamer. I've heard that all growing up. I need to be a realist. I can't be a dreamer, because when I'm a dreamer, then nothing gets done. I don't take action, and then everything just flops. And what's so interesting is that then you learn the backwards thing, because law of attraction is the manager, and the manager knows everything that you want. It knows where everything is, it knows how to get you there, and it knows exactly where you are. That's what's so important, is that it knows where you are. So it's like the path comes to you, and that should make you feel really worthy. It's like you should be sitting on your throne, and you should just expect everything to come to you, because it's a law of attraction. You're the point of attraction to which all the cooperative components are literally coming to. So the path is coming to you. But the only question that this gathering wants to ask you is, where are you? What are you broadcasting? Are you in fear? Are you worried? Because here's the thing, if you're observing reality, if you're noticing what your bank account is, if you're taking stock today of what you have and what you don't have, what you've accomplished this year and what you haven't accomplished this year, you're 100%, 99%, if you're not a selective sifter, you're not in the vortex. You're not in a concert with your inner being, because your inner being never looks back. And it's just a very interesting thing to be a physical creature, because here you are with your emotions. But if you don't understand that your emotions are more than feelings, they're telling you something, they're feedback, then none of this makes sense, because your emotions are really everything. Because the perception that you're holding, it's very interesting because when you perceive something, meaning when you have an opinion about something, you usually have an opinion your opinion is usually based on what you're seeing. But we're like, but that's what hurts you, because if your perception is only about what you're seeing, then that's all you can get back. But then it's like, how can I bring the new things in? How can I offer something differently? How can I receive those new things? And we're telling you the only way you can do that is you have to offer a vibration. You have to conjure the image. You have to offer the vibration. You can't just sit around and complain. You have to offer the vibration. You have to offer the vibration that the universe will get, law of attraction will return back to you, that will give it back to you. But the tendency is, well, if I don't see it, then it's not real. But we're saying, but what's real is based on your perception, and you can change your perception because your perception is so malleable. Aren't you just like, yeah, I can change my perception because I can choose whatever I want to. I can see things however I want to see them. And that's what we're saying, is that you can own your perception. You can change it, because if we were you, if you were standing in your physical shoes, we would not see, we would see what is because what you think as current reality is the past. That's so interesting, because this moment that you're looking at, it's already the past, because it's already become into fruition. It's already been manifested. So in a vibrational world, it's already over. So it's like, why ruminate over it? Why worry about it? But some people will be like, well, I have to think about it. I have to figure out what I did wrong. I have to read the pros and cons. And we're like, but all that it just slows down your process. Because here's the thing, your perception is your perception, and the law of attraction doesn't care what your reasoning is, because you'll say, but inner being, it's real. What I have to focus on because it's real. But your inner being is like, well, we don't care about what's real, because what's real is perceptive. Because what we think is real and what you think are real are obviously different. Because if you feel negative emotion, that means that you have split from our perception, because everything you want is current reality. What you want is now. If you're billions of dollars, your fortune, your career, everything that you want is now with you, is breathing with you right now, but it's in a vibrational form. And so this gathering really wants to make it so that this gathering wants you to understand that there's a vibrational version of everything that you want. There's a vibrational version, and here's the thing, you have to enjoy the vibrational version. And the way that makes sense to you, how can you translate a vibrational version? If there's $1 billion and you're telling me I have it right now, then how can I translate it? And we're telling you can't translate it with your 5 senses, because your 5 senses are only translating things that have already been created. But your emotions, your 6th sense, your emotions are your most sophisticated sensors. And so when you can perceive everything you want that's happening right now, maybe that's not physically here, you can perceive it with your emotions. And when you perceive it with your emotions, you're translating the vibration of it. The same when your eyes translate vibrations into sight, into colors, into shapes, your emotions do that too. Because if you stay on that path, when you see things as current reality, you feel satisfaction. And when you feel satisfaction, the more you stay on that path, the more you stay on that disc, the more you stay on that flow, then you'll get impulses. You'll meet people who will have what you want. And then everything it all becomes like this, like it reaches a crescendo where you're getting what you want, but all the way you're having fun. And that's what we're saying, is that the vibrational version has to be enough, because that's all you have. Because right now you don't have a physical version. And if you keep noticing that it's not here, then you will never have the physical version. What we're saying is that the vibrational version, it can, you can get a lot of pleasure from that, because you can feel it. But you have to learn how to see things with your emotions. You have to learn how to see things that are not there with your emotions. And you have to see that, you have to realize that if it's not here, then it's just my perception that it's not here, because who's telling me that's not here? And maybe a room full of people will tell you, but we're telling you it doesn't matter, because your emotions are not about what they're saying. Your emotions are about what your inner being is saying. And your inner being is seeing everything as current reality, seeing everything as already done. It's finished, it's fun, and we're having fun. We're enjoying whether you are or not. And then you're over here in your physical moment, and you're complaining. You're saying, I don't see it. And we're saying, well, that's why, because you don't see it. You're saying that you don't see it. You haven't practiced your ability to see it, because it's your perception. So if you want to see it, you have to practice the frequency of it, so that you get more used to it, and then it comes into fuller and fuller view. And so this gathering has reached this well, we're gonna say climax, because we feel like that's a good word. And to answer your question, why are you so close? The reason why you're so close is because the whole universe has already conjured everything you want. All the cooperative components are already finished. 99% of your creation is already done, and the remaining 0.001%, the remaining 1%, is just up to you. It's about your reception. All you have to do is receive it now. All you have to do is let it fall into your mind. That looks like a good idea. It sounds like a good idea. It comes into your mind like an impulse, like, oh, I just want to do this. I want to go over here. I want to watch this. And so it becomes like this path, and you just have to keep dreaming the dream a little longer. Think of it as like 4951. You have to believe it just a little bit more than you doubt it, because the universe will give you everything you want. Because the universe is not telling you have to pay a price. The universe is not saying, oh, you have to feel good for this X amount of days. Your universe is like, if you match it, you get whatever you're matched to. So if you haven't gotten it yet, it's because you're not a match to it yet. And we're telling you it doesn't matter, because where you are right now is a perfect time and you're in the perfect position to change your reality. You can change your reality. You can have a different life, but all you have to do is just dream the dream a little longer, and it's our promise to you that it will blow up, and it will really pop out in a manifestation in a very big significant way that really satisfies your appetite. And so everyone is so close because you're all so close to your desires. All you have to do is just keep dreaming it. And how do you keep enjoying the dream? You just talk about how excited you are for it. Keep dreaming the dream, because here's the thing: your inner being already sees it. So if you want to be happy, if happiness is something that's important to you, and if you care about how you feel, because here's the thing: in a vibrational world, so let's start in a different place. So imagine you're like, okay, I understand law of attraction. I understand that I'm broadcasting a frequency, right? And I understand that I'm getting that frequency back. And I'm understanding that if I change my frequency, if I change my broadcast, then I can get something back in return. So how can I go about that in a vibrational world? How can I go about tactically, and how can I go about this vibrational world? And we're telling you, all you have to do is care about how you feel. You don't even have to monitor your thoughts, because that's more work. It's more resistance. All you have to do is care about how you feel. And you know how easy it is to care about how you feel? It's like, if this thought, it's like, imagine your hand is a thought, and every time you reach over and touch the burning stove, you feel pain. And that's what negative emotion is. Now, negative emotion means something. When you feel negative emotion, it means that you and your inner being are not a match. So real momentum cannot be created. So we're telling you, go with your inner being. Like, your perception, you can change your perception. And if we were you, we would change your perception, because what is reality? Who's deciding what's true? Who's to say that you're not a billionaire right now? That's what we're saying. Who's to say? Because no one is in your reality. No one can, because what they think about you anyways has nothing to do with your emotions. That's what's so interesting, because you're so used to saying, well, if they feel good, then I feel good. But if they feel bad, then I feel bad. But we're saying, but you're feeling bad and you're feeling good is not actually dependent on them. It's dependent on your perception of them. So when they're not feeling good, it's your perception that, oh, they're not feeling good and it's my fault. That's your perception. But we're telling you, you can own your perception, because your perception is it's your worldview. It's your stance. And we're telling you, change it so that you understand that it's you and your inner being only. It's you and your inner being. It's you and you. You're meeting yourself right now. And so, and think about how powerful that is. You literally have non-physical energy. The universe, the energy that created this whole entire world and keeps the sun in balance with all the elements, and keeps all the planets in perfect orbit together to each other. You have access to that inner energy. Everyone does. It's literally your birthright. And what we're telling you is not only your birthright, it's literally with you in every second of the day. Because if you feel negative emotion, that means you're feeling, because it's actually when you feel negative emotion, that's when you feel the absence. That's when you really feel that you're actually non-physical energy. Because those of you who came forth and are, we're going to say smart, but it's not smart, but aware of, or who have a really deep understanding that, yeah, I am actually meant to feel good. Life is meant to feel good, not hard, not a struggle. And then you understand when you feel negative emotion that you're like, damn, I'm not meant to feel like this. This feels wrong. And we're telling you, it's not that it feels wrong, it's that you're holding a different perception, and that perception will hurt you. And we're like, just change your perception. So if you want to be happy, then you actually have to see what you want as current reality. You don't have a choice. That's how your inner being is. Your inner being is so up to date and current with all of your desires, because your inner being is like, we have already become the equivalent of all that you want. And so your inner being is like, just follow us, follow the path that we're laying out for you, and we will literally take you everywhere. But here's the thing, we can't take you to the path. You have to follow the path through your emotions, and your emotions will guide you there. But if you feel negative emotions, it's still guidance. And negative emotion is really something to be so happy about. Sadness, depression, these are things that are really, really, really good, because it's like you're driving and the gas gauge is telling you you're gonna run out of gas. But instead of beseeching, instead of being worried about it, you just fill up gas. And that's what we're telling you, negative emotion, and you just change your perception, because when you're in negative emotion, it means that your perception is not what your inner being is. And so just keep dreaming, because everyone is so close. Just keep dreaming a little more. Let the dream of what you want, let it be more about a life-giving energy than it is about banging things into place. Let it be fun, let it be enjoyable, because if you're not having fun now, then you'll never have fun when you get there. You can't get to a fun destination. You can get to a destination that's like kind of that, but here's the thing, if you use your effort, then it'll never be exactly what you want. It'll only be like a little bit. It'll be scanty in relation to what your inner being can create for you, and it has already created on your behalf. So everything's easy, life is good. Just keep, you're doing so well. You're doing so well. Let yourself off the hook more. Let people around you off the hook. Tell people that it doesn't matter what they do to you anymore, because how you feel is just about how you are meeting with your inner being right now. And your emotions they really mean so much more than anyone's giving credit for. Your emotions are so sophisticated, and you're so close. You're so close, and keep remembering that you're so close, because everything you want is already real. So when you think about proximity, think of it more of like, it's not earning, it's receiving. I'm receiving it. It's gonna pop into my mind because it already exists. And so keep enjoying the fact that it's already done. It's finished. I love this. I love my $1 billion finished. It's here right now with me, and it feels good. Like, you have to see it with your emotions. You have to see it. You have to keep talking about it emotionally. And when you're smart, when you're a good deliberate creator, when you're a master at this, you understand that you're not gonna get specific, because that it's too much for your vibration to sustain. It causes too much resistance. So when you're thinking about your billions of dollars, you're being very general about it. You're like, this, it feels good, it feels so satisfying, I love having my fortune, it feels so good, it feels so fun, I love the security of it, I love the sureness of it, I love it, I love the flex of it, I'm enjoying it so much, it's so satisfying, and you see how we're not talking about the details of it, we're not talking about how much we have, but and it's actually smarter to do that, because your frequency stays more clear, it's yours clear of more resistance, meaning you're allowing is faster. And isn't that what all this is about? Aren't we all just isn't all this just about helping you get there faster? And what we're telling you is that yes, it is about getting there faster, but we're also telling you that the journey, you have to learn how to enjoy it too, because you're on your way to all these desires, but it's what you're doing in the interim that determines whether or not you actually get there or not. So we're telling you, enjoy the dream, and enjoy fantasizing about it in your mind. Make it feel good to you, make it feel good to you, and then the outcome has to be good. And it's not very long. It's not very far off. You're doing very well, and continue on and dream that dream and enjoy.